Well, hey there, folks. Today we're going to talk about sending the correct document type to Homebase. Somebody asked me to make this video. I'm going to keep it very short. I could talk for probably 20 minutes about this topic, but I'm going to keep it to 5. So, sending the correct document type to Homebase. I'm going to just do a quick review of how you turn in your documents. You enter your deal in My Deals. Then you email or scan your paperwork to homebase.northscottsdale@azmoves.com. Wait a day or two, and then you'll be able to see your file and all the documents that you sent in Homebase. We need to take a little time to process it. So again, you go to My Deals, which is a tile on mycbdesk.com. You enter your deal one time. Then you basically email your documents as they come in. As many emails as you need to send, you can send those. So you send them to Homebase, and it looks just about like this. It has the property address, and then you should type the property address, and then you just attach a PDF document. And then we take care of it from there. And then you would go into Homebase. This is what Homebase looks like. And you can go in there and check and make sure your document made it. Give us a couple days. So I want to reiterate today that we need PDF attachments. So what is a PDF? Well, a PDF is something called a portable document format. That's where where they came up with it, right here. So portable document format. It's a document that ends with a .pdf. So like if I look in my in Explorer and I look at all the different documents that are here in my downloads, there's all kinds of different documents. There's MP4 files, there's Word documents, there's PowerPoint presentations, Excel, JPEGs, zip files, and then here it is. Here's all my PDFs. So the way that you can tell that it's a PDF is that it will end in .pdf, and it'll usually say Adobe Acrobat document. So we kind of always affiliate or think in our mind PDF, we think Adobe. That's because it was the creator of Adobe software that came up with a document type called PDF. And PDF, I always like to tell real estate agents that we live and die by the PDF. We use it all the time. So you're going to have to learn to get good with PDFs. So the kind of documents that we cannot work with a JPEG, which is typically like if an agent uses their phone to take a picture of a contract and then they send it from their phone. That's typically going to be a JPEG. That's mostly used for images. That won't work. Word document. Word documents are modifiable. You can type in them and change them, and everyone knows that we don't like really changing contracts once they're signed. That shouldn't happen. So PDF is kind of a locked down file format that can't be changed. That's why all of real estate uses PDF, not just Coldwell Banker. We can't take links. So if you're sending us a hyperlink instead of the actual PDF, that won't work. So a hyperlink is something you have to click on and then it takes you someplace else and then you have to download it. That won't work for us. Some systems that send hyperlinks a lot would be like eSign. If you're sending something from the cloud, like a drive, or DocuSign, .loop. A lot of times they'll send you an email and it'll say, click here if you want to download this document. Click here. And sometimes it can look like a PDF, but it's not. It's a link. We can't work with that, okay? And so, again, PDF is what we need. And if you don't have a good PDF editor at this time, it's a real estate piece of software that you should invest in. So what is a PDF editor? A PDF editor would be something like Qt PDF, which you can use for free. And you can edit PDFs. You can take multiple PDF documents and merge them into one. You can take one PDF document and just take out one page and stick another page in. You can take a JPEG and then convert it to a PDF. You can take a Word document and convert it to a PDF. You can take a really big PDF and try to bring it down to a smaller size by compressing it. So these are all things you can do with a PDF tool. I made a post out on the real estate forum and said, what's your favorite PDF editor right now? A lot of people use Nitro. Just Google Nitro, it's a tool. Foxit Phantom is one I always used. Qt PDF editor, if you just want to play around with it, it's free. And then there are professional versions that you can buy. Another person said segda.com. I'm not sure if I said that right, but I haven't heard of this one. But it looks like it's a nice tool here. You can merge, like I said, fill and sign, convert PDFs to other documents and then change other documents to PDFs. You can flatten, watermark, extract pages, split them up. So that's what PDF editors do. If you do not have a PDF editor and you're in the real estate field, it's like you don't have one of the most important tools. It's like you're a chef and you don't have a knife. You need a PDF editor if you don't have one. It could be why you're struggling with PDFs. So again, PDFs is what we want to use. JPEGs will not work for our system. And it's not personal. A JPEG file or a Word document, when you send your paperwork into us, our systems parse it. So we take the subject line, we take the attachments, and we load it all into an automated system. And it only works with PDFs. You will find that eSign, DocuSign, title companies, lenders, everyone you're working with, nobody's systems work with anything but PDFs. So keep that in mind. And hyperlinks, again, that's not going to work. A computer system is not going to click a hyperlink and then go out to wherever it is and then download that and then upload that and then re-enter that. They're not going to do that. So hyperlinks are not going to work. And then real quick, I want to talk about oversized documents. So if you are consistently getting PDFs that are really, really huge, and by huge, I mean over 10, 20 megabytes, that's too large. And you probably have scanner settings on your scanner at home that are very, very high resolution, and you need to modify those to get the PDF size down. The largest we can work with is 20 megabytes. 20 megabytes is very large. Really, a 20-page document doesn't really need to be over 10 meg. And a lot of the agents in our office have their scanners at home set to really make a nice small file size for us. We don't need the resolution to be like the type of resolution that would be good for a photograph or the cover of a View magazine. We just need the contract to be legible. We need it to be legible. We just have to be able to read it. It doesn't have to be that fine of quality. So we can't work with super large PDFs. And another thing is, most email systems will not work with a super large PDF either. So if you're trying to send that PDF to a loan officer, a title company, another agent, there are email systems, most email systems are going to choke on something that big, and the email just won't go through. It'll be too large. So how do you know if your PDF document is too big? Well, one of the ways you can look is I'm in my File Explorer now, and I'm just looking at all my PDFs. And these are two large ones. They're both over 1,000 KB, and 1,000 KB is what we call a meg or a megabyte. And then look down here. This one's fairly large. It's 5 megabyte. And then look at, let's see here. I have a document here that is, well, that's a tool or whatever, but it's fairly large. 35, 75 meg. Here we go. Here's a couple of documents that are super large. Here's the Coldwell Banker Identity Standards PDF, 27 meg. That won't go through most email systems. I've tried to send that to several of you, and it won't even go through your email. It bounces back. So super large emails just don't really work very well. So you've got to get these PDFs down to size and send those. So that's what I wanted to tell you guys. For extra credit, I wanted to just cover something here about a naming convention. So really quick, let's see. For extra credit, if you want to know the best way to send a document to us when you're emailing it to Homebase, if you could put on the subject line the property address, your name, and the type of document, that would be perfect. So a new agent started a couple months ago, and he said, hey, when I'm sending my documents in, I just want to make sure that the subject line is the right subject line for you guys. I want a good naming convention. And a naming convention is like a consistent way of naming something. I said, oh my goodness, I love that you're asking me that question. Please put the property address and then your name, and then the document. So on the subject line of the email, you would write the address. We just need like the house number and the street. We don't need the zip code and all that. Your last name, and then what the document is. If you could do that for us every time you send in documents, it just saves us time and it makes it easier to find and all that good stuff. So that is, if you watched this video all the way to the end, I'm proud of you. And now you're getting extra credit. You're getting what actually is the best way to name an email as you're sending those documents into us. And you can do that on the scanner, by the way. On the scanner, you can type in the subject line of the email and you can put all those words on there. Super helpful. So that is extra credit. That is my topic for the day. I just wanted to make sure you guys knew the proper file formats to send to Homebase. Thank you.